This is a presentation for the ICON Simulation Project, presented by Tina and Aishinur for the country Ireland. Ireland's country fact sheet. The capital city of Ireland is Dublin, and Ireland's government is based on parliamentary democracy. The Taoiseach is the head of the government. Taoiseach means leader or chief in Irish, and the Prime Minister is Michael Martin. The President of Ireland is Michael D. Higgins. Ireland's GDP is 89,561 US dollars per capita as of the year 2021. The life expectancy in Ireland is average of 75 for males and 80 for females. The ratio of imports to export per the OECD data website, Ireland shows for imports 114% of GDP and for exports 126% of GDP. There is no data available for 2020 yet, but compared to other European countries, Ireland has always had a higher import and export ratio. Issues Ireland is facing: exit of the United Kingdom from the European Union, Brexit. With Brexit, Ireland has been left in limbo when it comes to its border security with Northern Ireland, and feels that the PM, Prime Minister Boris, and some EU members have left it to deal with it alone. Second issue is the COVID-19 economic relief pressure on Ireland and how they made it a net contributor. Recently with the EU, when they agreed on the relief package, they estimated that Ireland will be contributing about 19 billion in that package, and it was happy to do so. But until the recent civil unrest at the border with Northern Ireland, Ireland had not been thinking about it, but now they want to have those funds to go towards the defense line to protect themselves first. The fourth issue was the COVID-19 passport. It's not much of an issue, but Ireland has been supporting it. Other EU members have not been uploading it or voting for it, but Ireland's supporting it and hoping to see it roll out soon. Per the news, they say in the next 3 months probably. For the simulation discussion, during the simulation, Ireland discussed the following: gender equality. Ireland proposed tax incentives for companies that employ a certain percentage of their workforce from women. Second was the renewable energy. Ireland also proposed a similar approach for companies investing in green energy and reducing their carbon footprint. The third one was the wind turbines and noise pollution. In regards to the wind turbines and noise pollution, Ireland proposed increasing the support to the communities near the wind farms in the form of community benefits, payment, and introduction of a mandatory investment offer to local communities. Fourth was the COVID-19 passport, and regarding to that, we proposed to collaborate with airlines or travel agencies to request a COVID-19 vaccine clearance upon purchasing a ticket, with a few exceptions here and there. The fifth one and final one was the future of EV, electrical vehicles. We discussed the willingness to adopt electrical vehicles, but have some concerns regarding the actual environmental benefits and outweighing the hazards. We spoke specifically about the source of the energy being mandatory, being a green source, or and finding a better recycle option for the existing batteries.
To continue what Tina was mentioning, we added the following proposal in our simulation project. we mentioned that every company that operates within the limits of European Union will receive a tax break. The condition for the tax break are to employ women workforce. And companies that employ 35% women workforce can receive a 8.9% tax break. Additional investing in greener technology will get 3.5 tax break, which is a total of 12.4% of tax break. And any company that employ 50% and up will receive 14.5% tax break, and investing in renewable and green energy will additionally receive a 4.5 tax break, a total tax break of 19%. The incentives from the tax break could be used in green incentive projects or technologies, who would give an additional break percentage of its implementation. As Tina mentioned, the proposal for the wind turbines, noise pollution, she suggested that we would pay community benefits that for those people that live near the wind farms, and plus introducing mandatory investment offer to those local communities. And this implementation needs to be achieved starting August 2021 and ending August 2026. Companies need to maintain the percentage unconditionally. This means they have to keep the percentage scale even after the tax break incentive expires. And this following proposal was regarding the COVID-19 passport. We wanted that it's mandatory in collaboration with the airlines and travel agencies, but we did imply some exception, like if there's any health issues or religious contradictions or rare or urgent emergencies, like deceased persons. And there we made some exceptions. Tina mentioned the electric vehicle proposal as well. And in general, we want that these proposal and implementation to be achieved starting August 2021 and ending August 2026. Now you're seeing the following proposal outcome of our proposal. There were 7 countries they agreed to our proposal. 1 was against it, which was Spain, and they commented as they will not be enforcing and funding any COVID-19 related passports, and they say they made it clear that the subject needs to be voted on separately. And there were 2 countries they abstained, and 2 countries they did not cast their votes.
What we learned from the simulation. We learned to take into account every possible variable that might affect the negotiation with the other party, even if they were from the same country or background on the surface. In this case, we were all a European country. Second, what did we apply from what we learned from the class in the Icons project? We were vigilant with being objective and asking questions, or when questioning a decision announced by one country. We made sure to treat each country with respect and fairly and equally. We tried to apply Hofstede's iceberg when addressing different countries, because we don't really see what's beneath the surface again. We only see what's on top.
How did we find out our position on different issues that we were involved during the simulation? Well, we did research. We conducted the research about the country that enabled us to assume the position of the country's leadership and act accordingly. How did we plan the strategy to communicate in the simulation? Well, first we decided to list all our problems and then concerns, and basically going from a generalized to specifics, and then we communicate as the responses to those came. And then later on we narrowed it down to 2 main topics basically that we were mostly interested in. such as renewable energy of wind turbines development, COVID-19 passport, and gender equality. So, what worked and what did not, and why? The collaboration with various countries worked, and almost every country contributed to the questions. Addressing every country's issues and finding solutions to their problem area was difficult to reach or maintain. The date of the voting of the proposal was not clear, so many countries couldn't cast their vote. Next time, it would be helpful to remind every country to cast their vote within a week. This would give them more flexibility to consider the proposal. So if we run the simulation again, what would we do differently? We would run the simulation again if the country we are representing endures many conflicts and problems with other countries. In order to solve problems, every country needs to collaborate and manage to solve conflicts by considering all parties' interests into one account. What did we learn about ourselves, and what is our takeaways from the simulation and the course? Well, personal takeaways: it was not easy to change a country's stance towards a proposal, but we accepted their opinion and created alternatives in order to meet their interests and the interest of the others. So we kind of understood that we shouldn't ignore conflicts, instead learn how to solve or create options for all parties.